Hi, this is Steve, and this is my video presentation for Activity 2. It is about teaching and living in South Korea. This is for people who have perhaps never been to South Korea. I've been living here for about 8 years, and I can't imagine living anywhere else. South Korea is a small country with busy cities and breathtaking nature. It's about the same size as Iceland, but it has a population bigger than Spain. So lots of people are living in the cities, and the countryside is usually amazing. And there are many, many teaching opportunities around the country. Korea has a very high demand for English education. And I currently live actually on this island, on the island of Incheon Airport, the main international airport of South Korea. So if you're thinking about moving to South Korea, you have to think about where would you like to live. If you want to move to a big city like Seoul or Busan, they have modern conveniences, generally more English usage among the population. The international food is pretty good in general. I've yet to find an amazing Mexican restaurant, but I'm sure I'll find one of them these days. The cities are quite expensive to live in. They're very crowded, and pollution is always an issue. The countryside is always spectacular. There's lots of nature, small towns and cities with amazing food. However, there's a lot less chances to meet other foreign teachers, and so it can be a bit lonely at times. If you want to live on an island, such as Jeju or Goje, or my island Yeongjongdo, it's kind of similar to living in the countryside, but definitely with more beaches and seafood. The lifestyle is very laid back. Transportation options can vary. If you're living on a small island, there might not be public transportation. Ferries might be irregular or just not very common, so that's something to consider. If you are coming to Korea as a first-time teacher, there are two main options available for you. You can teach at a hagwon or at a public school. Hagwons are, that's a Korean word for like an academy or like a cram school. These are very common around the country. Their quality in terms of their education, facilities, just the general like atmosphere or environment, it can vary from hagwon to hagwon. The pay is usually a little bit more than public school, but you have less vacation time to deal with. And classes are usually quite small. I think the biggest class I've ever taught in an academy is maybe had like 8 students. And they're organized by student level, so you don't really have too much of a level mixture in the classes. But that's not the case with public schools. They used to be quite popular. When I first came to Korea, it was not very difficult for me as a new teacher to get a public school teaching position. But that was a long time ago, and things have changed. The TALK program and EPIC program offer placements to schools, and there are also opportunities just to interview with certain cities that don't belong to those two programs. The classes are mixed in levels, and the pay is a little bit lower, but you get more vacation time, but there's also after-school classes and seasonal camp to deal with as well. If you're an experienced teacher, you can come to Korea to teach at an international school, which have international or country-specific curriculums. The pay is quite competitive, based on your experience and how long you've been teaching. The vacation time is good, and these jobs are very highly sought after. Teaching at college or university is a pretty good way to end a career, I would say. You can teach a variety of levels of students. The pay is good, the vacation time is the longest, but these are also competitive, and universities are slowly closing around the country. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you can become an academy owner, you can run another educational business, you can open a study room. This is probably the best way to make money, but you need money to start it, and you likely need help from a Korean citizen to have a business like that. For teachers, it's good to have lots of resources and just be a patient teacher. English can be a quite difficult language for students to learn. Students have to study a lot, so just keep that in mind. There's lots of pressure on the students from their family and culture to do well. Students love activities that make them do things differently. Games and prizes are always a winner. And keep in mind that you might be the very first person from your country that your students have met. So even if you're from a larger country like America, you might be the very first American that some of these students have met. If you're living in Korea, I highly recommend learning some Korean phrases. And please learn how to read Hangul. It's a very, very easy written language to learn. It's actually the reason why I came to Korea in the first place. Be aware of the cultural practices that are unique to the country, and just know that you're in a society that's a bit insular with not a lot of ethnic diversity. That being said, Korea is very safe with low violent crime rates. It's safe to go outside at night usually. It's very easy to get around the country with great public transportation. airports, taxis, bikes, and Korea has some of the best hiking that you can ever see. So I hope that you guys consider moving to Korea or at least visiting one day. And thank you for watching.